I think in being in business, you really have to have the mindset that you're not only going to help or provide quality service to your clients, but also to your employees. You have to treat them right.
This is The Entrepreneur Way with Neil Ball. Unlocking the secrets of successful entrepreneurs 7 days a week. Subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Twitter at Neil D. Ball. Napoleon Hill said the power of the mastermind is the driving force. To discover how you can unlock the potential in your business using the power of a mastermind, go to mastermindunlimited.com. And now, here is your host, Neil Ball.
Hello, it's Neil Ball here. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Entrepreneur Way. The Entrepreneur Way is about the entrepreneur's journey, the vision, the mindset, the commitment, the sacrifice, failures, and successes. I am so excited to bring you our special guest today, Kay Sanders. But before I do, I have a little bit of a quote for you. Stephen Hawking said, "I am just a child who has never grown up. I still keep asking the how and the why questions. Occasionally, I find the answers." The Entrepreneur Way asks the questions so we all get the insight, inspiration and ideas to apply in our businesses. Kay, welcome to the show. Are you ready to share your version of the Entrepreneur Way with us?
Most definitely, and thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Kay Sanders is the Jumpstart Coach. Kay is a certified personal development coach, a business coach and best-selling author who draws from her own experience and struggles in life and in business to inspire others to make a difference in their lives. She has guided her clients to personal mastery and success. Through her teaching and coaching, her clients were able to make major positive changes both professionally and personally. Kay's goal is to help people from around the globe who want to live a more fulfilling life and who want to start a business or take their business to the next level. Kay truly believes that everyone not only deserves but also has the ability to live a fulfilling life full of success and achievements. Kay, can you provide us with some more insight into your business and personal life to allow us to get to know more about what you do and who you are?
Yeah, most definitely. Like you said, I focus mainly on business coaching, where I really help entrepreneurs really, gain the visibility, the exposure and expert status that they need in order to attract qualified clients. And I've been doing this since I started, business coaching in 2015, beginning of 2015. And before I was doing some sales coaching. And initially I got into the coaching business as a holistic life coach. My dream was to work with veterans who suffer from PTSD and really help them live a more fulfilling life, and not, be banned to the house, because of their PTSD. But I found my passion in business coaching. So that's when I kind of changed my niche and, focused solely on or mainly on business coaching. And that's really my main thing is, really help them, get clients, find leads, and, help them, teach them about the sales conversations and all the things that are necessary to, build a business. I also work with startup entrepreneurs or someone that wants to become a coach. My best-selling book is about coaching. It teaches people like how to become a coach. And so that's basically like the whole thing about my business. As far as my personal life is actually very boring since right now I've, focused mainly on my business, really getting my business off the ground and really taking it to a whole nother level. So that really keeps me busy for the most part. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Thanks. So you say you do coaching. Is the coaching that you do, is it one-on-one or is it group coaching? What kind of coaching is it you do?
At the moment, it's mainly one-on-one coaching, but I am about to add another group coaching to it. The reason why I focus on one-on-one is mainly because I want to be able to really help people, and in a group setting, I can't pay 100% of my attention to just one person. So that's why I prefer the one-on-one coaching. But I will be adding group coaching to my services as well here very shortly.
Yeah. And what do you enjoy most about what you do, Kay?
it's just helping people, for one, see the possibilities and, and help them get to where they want to be. A lot of people, they don't think they can achieve great things, or maybe they think, that, their life is set right now and, they can't achieve the big things that they would like to achieve. And, just having them, giving the opportunity to have those aha moments, to really see the possibilities that are out there for them and to help them, become successful. That's like the best thing for me. Just, seeing that, their smile on their face and, them being like so super excited because they achieved some great things, or they closed on a sale, or those type of things. That's really what makes my day. Just, being able to help someone, I draw from my own struggles when I started out and, throughout my life, and, helping others get to where they want to be is really what just makes my day.
Mm-hmm. And so you talk about helping people, and obviously you're a coach. How important do you think it is for people in business to have a coach?
Oh, it's most definitely very important. I tell everyone, get yourself a coach. And I made the mistake when I first started out, when I first came to the States, I tried network marketing. And back then, I didn't know nothing about business. I didn't know the importance of having a coach. And I failed in each and every of the network marketing businesses that I was in, mainly because I did not know how to go about it. And I didn't have no coaches or mentors or anything like that. And then when I was introduced to some very powerful people, and I really learned about the importance of coaching, I found me a coach. I got me mentors, and that has helped me take my business. Really, I was able to become successful because of that, because a coach helped me see the things that I didn't see. They helped me with the limiting beliefs that I had. I was going in circles for a very long time. And a coach was able to help me break through my limiting beliefs, the challenges that I was facing, because they've already been there. They've already done it. And they're already where I want to be. So I was able to learn from them. They were guiding me. And even with the mentors, the same thing. If I had questions, they were helping me. They say, okay, you got to do it this way or that way. Don't do it this way. So that's really, I think every business person or just any person should have a coach. And there are so many different coaches out there, from relationship to business to life. You name it. I'm pretty sure there's a coach for just about any area in life. And if you're struggling with a certain area, you should definitely have a coach.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that drives you?
I'm a success junkie. I like the success, achieving great things, and then looking back and I'm pushing myself. Because I do things that I never would have thought would be possible. If you would have told me a couple of years ago that I'm going to be on, podcast shows or have my own podcast, I would have told you you're crazy, and I would have laughed at you. But, so doing the things that I never thought I would ever be doing, it's just overcoming that hurdle and really looking back and seeing all the things that I was able to achieve over the years. That's really what drives me, because then I'm like, okay, if I've done this, then I can do more. I can achieve greater things. So that's really what drives me. And also, I do have a son, and when I first came to the States, it was a big struggle for me, because it was just me. My ex-husband, he left us, so I had to support my son and myself, and it was a big struggle. Coming from a different country, it was extremely hard. And my son really was the one person that really kept me going, because I want to provide a really good life for him. Where we don't have to struggle, where we don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. Not having to always having to worry about how I'm going to pay my bills and stuff. So that's the two things that really drive me.
Mm-hmm. And how do you relax when you're not working in your business?
Well, when do I not work? Excuse me. I read books, just I really like personal development. So I read a lot of those type of books. When it's not cold outside, I like to be out in my backyard, just enjoy the little nature I have in my backyard. And spend some time with my son, or sometimes really just relax, lay down, watch movies, or fall asleep watching TV and have the TV watch me.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any entrepreneurial role models?
Yeah, I actually have a lot. For one, Tony Robbins. I think he is amazing. The things he teaches, the things he has done. I have learned a lot from him. Then also my two mentors, Jim Britt and Jim Lutz, they're really they really have helped me get to where I'm at today. They had offered me to be part of their book series, so I'm a co-author in another book, and just being part of the community of other co-authors and then getting the guidance from them definitely has helped me out a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think that's like the main ones. I also like Brian Tracy. I think he's also very great. I have learned a lot from him as well, and Jack Canfield. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Can we just talk about the time before you were an entrepreneur, Kay? What difficulties did you have to overcome when you started your business?
Well, technically, I've been an entrepreneur for about 12 years, because back in Germany, I operated a little home-based business like nail technician. So I started that. Then when I came to the States, I had to give up my nail technician business in Germany when I moved to the States. When I was here, the network marketing, the biggest struggles was really, not knowing how to go about it. And now with my coaching business, the biggest struggles, I think, once I learned more about the whole process of business and everything, the biggest struggles was my mindset. Going out there, connecting with people, doing things that I wasn't comfortable with, getting out of my comfort zone, talking, that was one thing. I had this big fear of public speaking. Doing my own podcast and now being interviewed on podcasts, has really helped me a lot, so I won't feel so scared, to actually talk in front of people. Mm-hmm. But really the biggest thing was really my mindset, because as an entrepreneur, you have these ups and downs. You have one day you do really good. You close on a sale. You get declined. Next day you don't, and then a couple of days you don't, or you don't talk to no one, and then you wonder, okay, are you ever gonna make it? Are you ever gonna become successful? How should you go about doing these things? I'm never gonna make it. Whatever. So these are the things that really was what was getting in my way. I was so busy with things that were not producing any revenue, because I was basically hiding behind those things. So, a coach was really able to help me get through that. But yeah, so the mindset was really the biggest one of all struggles. And even today, I still struggle with that myself, and I think everyone does from time to time, struggling with the mindset, because you have those limiting beliefs. Like, how do you go about finding clients? What if they say no, and those type of things. So, yeah, that's really the biggest struggle, I would say.
And did you have any doubts that delayed you starting your business?
Yes. Like I said, that was really just a mindset issue. I was like, okay, I don't like cold calling, but how do I find clients? So for about a year, since 2012 until 2014, I was really just dragging my feet. I had gotten my certification for the holistic life coaching, but for one, I didn't really know about the coaching part. How do you really coach someone? And I also didn't really know about how do you go about finding clients. So for about 2 years, I was really just dragging my feet until end of 2014. That's when I was like, okay, now I got to make something happen. I enrolled into a coaching school to really learn how do you coach someone. And then beginning of 2015, that's when I really said, okay, now I'm really going to be committed to really make my business work. And I just I hit the ground running, and I was really working extremely hard to get to where I'm at today. And, but yeah, I was dragging my feet for a very long time. So the mindset, like I said, was really the big issue, and not knowing how to go about it.
Yeah, and what mistakes did you make that slowed your journey?
Not getting a coach sooner. I think that was the biggest thing, because in business, you don't know everything. If you are not a business person, and even if you go to college, I'm getting my master's in entrepreneurship right now. And even if I would have had that back then, I still would not know how to really build a business. And if you're trying to do it on your own, it's going to take you a very, very long time, because you just don't know everything. Mm-hmm. That's the big problem. And if I would have known then what I know today, I would have gotten me a coach a long time ago. And I know a lot of people, they say, oh, I don't have the money. But if you think about how much does it really cost you not to get a coach right now? Because if you're, I was dragging my feet for 2 years, so if I would have gotten me a coach back then, I would have I would be a lot further than I am right now, just mainly because, would have started a lot sooner. So, yeah,
Okay.
definitely, having a coach.
Okay, do you still have a coach?
I have an accountability partner, so she's also my coach / accountability partner. We talk every week, and then when I have some struggle, she sets me right. She holds me accountable on the things that I commit to every week. And so she's a combination of both accountability partner and coach.
And what are some of the things that you did before you started your business that would be helpful tips to some of the listeners who haven't yet taken their first step on the entrepreneur way?
Like before I started my coaching business, I was regularly employed. I had a full-time job, which I actually just quit not too long ago because I was like, okay, now I really want to focus 100% on my business. And my business it keeps me too busy. I don't even have time for a full-time job no more. But yeah, I was just really working a regular full-time job. I was an admin, and I was just like always saying that there is more out there for me. This can't be it. And I was miserable. I was really miserable because, in a job, you can only reach a certain level. And I love to grow. I cannot stop growing. If I stop growing, if I can't go any further, I feel like I'm in a cage. So that was my biggest struggle, working a full-time job, because I hit that point very quickly in my job where I couldn't advance anymore. So I was doing the same thing every day, day in, day out, and I just wasn't happy no more. So that's when I really looked into, okay, there has to be something that I can do, that I love to do, that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life, and that can replace my full-time job. And that's when I really, came up with the whole coaching, going into coaching. And then, over the years, I educated myself and really learned how can I really make that leap. And I had the fear, is it time? Should I really do it? Because being in business, you have to make sure you have enough money coming in, or otherwise you're going to end up losing everything. Mm-hmm. So, the fear kind of kept me from quitting my job sooner, mainly because, I have a child to support. But yeah, so that's basically what I was doing before, really just working a regular job until I was so fed up with it that I said, okay, now I need to take the leap of faith and focus on my business.
Mm-hmm. Can we talk about your entrepreneurial journey a little bit, or what your beliefs are about being an entrepreneur? Do you believe that culture is important from the beginning in a business?
Well, yeah. As an entrepreneur, you have to, for one, you're on your own. You have to make sure you provide quality service. You have to really let people know that you care about them, that you want to help them. And even if you have employees, you can't treat them badly. Like I mentioned before, my jobs, I was treated pretty badly. And if you're in business, you want to make sure that your employees, that they want to come to work, that they love what they do, that they make a difference in people's life. So, I don't have any employees at this time, but I am planning on eventually having employees. So I'm definitely going to be, I do have a team that I'm working with right now, but they're not really my employees, but I make sure to motivate them because, like I said, I want them to perform at a high level and produce high level work. But if I talk down on them or if I don't treat them right, then they're not going to perform. So I think in being in business, you really have to have the mindset that you're not only going to help or provide quality service to your clients, but also to your employees. You have to treat them right.
Mm-hmm. Knowing what you know now, is there anything that if you'd known it when you started out would have helped you to shortcut the learning curve?
Yeah, really just, getting a coach, getting mentors, reading books, educating myself. I've over the years, I've done a lot of courses. I've spent a lot of money on different courses, books, not mentors, coaches, and really just, learning the things that I didn't know. And if I would have known those things when I initially started out, even in network marketing, I probably wouldn't have failed as many times as I did.
And how much does gut feeling influence your decisions in your business, Kay?
I mean, my belief is that everything happens for a reason. So when I make decisions, I do listen to my gut feeling as well. I mean, I look at it from all angles. Is it going to be, giving me some kind of positive results? What will I get out of it? Why is it important for me to do that particular thing? And I trust in myself. I think trusting in yourself, your own abilities, your capabilities is a very important thing also when you're in business, because if you don't trust yourself, then you're going to be stuck. Because, I mean, in business, you have to take risks. You have to really step out of your comfort zones. And if you don't trust in yourself and your capabilities, you will be stuck.
Life is made of constant change, whether we like it or not. And many people say the only constant in life is change. How do you try to keep up with change?
I just do it. I mean, if something changes, I mean, sometimes I might not like it, but I have to adapt to it. So, and change is good. Change is usually good. It helps you grow. So I really don't have too big of a problem with change. I mean, like I said, it depends what it is. Something changes I might not like, but then, I just, I look at it. Okay, what will I get out of it? How will this change my life? How will it affect my life? And then I just basically deal with it. But for the most part, I welcome change, because change allows you to grow. It allows you to, move ahead in life, move forward. And yeah, I think change is good.
Okay. And what is your favorite book on entrepreneurialism, business, personal development, leadership, or motivation? And can you tell us why you have chosen it?
Okay. How many can I list?
A few if you want to.
Okay. Well, let's see. The Success Principle. I really like that, because it really talks about all the different things that will help you become successful. And I mean, if you really apply the principles, it can really change your life. That's by Jack Canfield. So his book is really great. Then I just recently started reading T. Harv Eckert's The Millionaire Mind. That has also, given me some insights, about the money blueprint that everyone has. Because, I mean, if we think that we only can earn a certain amount, then our mindset, our subconscious mind will not allow us to move, past that point. So his book was really great. Then what else? I've read a lot of books by Brian Tracy, The Psychology of Selling, I believe. Yeah, The Psychology of Selling. That has helped me a lot about the sales aspect. And I think that's like the three biggest ones I would say right now.
Okay, thanks for that. Everyone, when you have a busy life, listening to audiobooks is a great way to expand your knowledge in the time when you may be doing other things, such as driving or when you're at the gym. We have a special offer for you of a free audiobook of your choosing. To choose your free audiobook, go to www.freeaudiobookoffer.com. As long as you've not already signed up, then you will qualify. Kate, what I'd like to do now is just speculate about the future a little bit with you. So, what one thing would you do with your business if you knew that you couldn't fail?
Well, actually, that's one thing that I'm doing right now. I just formed a very big joint venture, and I'm trying to grow that to become the personal and business development site. So that's where I'm going to definitely be in 5 years from now, that my site, my website that I just put together, which we will be launching March the 15th, will be the go-to site for personal and business development.
Okay. And what skill, if you were excellent at it, would help you the most to double your business?
I would say cold calling. Because I hate cold calling. I avoid it in any way I can. I really avoid it, because I mean, I know cold calling is very important, or just making phone calls to people, like offering your service and stuff. That will, if I could really master it and get over that whole, I don't want to say fear of it, but I just don't like it. I think that would help me a lot more getting clients other than, just, my thing is like, I really want to get people to come to me rather than me having to chase after people. So I think that's more valuable. But yeah, I think if I would be able to really do cold calling better, I think that would have a bigger impact on my business.
And in 5 years from now, if a well-known business publication was publishing an article on your business after talking to your customers and suppliers, what would you like it to say?
That every one of my customers was delighted. They have achieved massive success, and they definitely recommend working with me. So yeah, I want to change lives. I really want to make people make a difference in people's lives. And 5 years from now, every person that you're going to be talking to will say that, because I put in a lot of effort trying to make sure, my clients get to where they want to be. Because if they're paying me to reach a certain goal, I make sure that they will achieve that.
Okay, we're now at the part of the show where you share 3 golden nuggets with us. So the first of those is, what is your favorite quote and how have you applied it?
Okay, my favorite quote is the quote of one of my mentors, Jim Lutz. He always tells me that you have to build an army of many and don't stay an army of one. And what he means by that is, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to build a team. You have to collaborate with others and, really work together. They can be in the same industry. They can be in different industry as long as they're like-minded people. And you have to really collaborate, build joint ventures. And because if you stay by yourself, you're not going to get very far. And I took that advice to heart. And that's when I started, I formed my joint venture with a bunch of other co-authors. And that's where we're building the website's called Leaders of Mastery, which we will launch in March 15th. So I would not be able to do what I'm doing with that site without the help of other experts. My goal was I wanted to create something like that, where I offer different courses online. But I'm smart, but there's an end to what my brain can handle, and creating 15, 20, 30, 40 courses, my brain just simply can't handle it. So I figured, okay, what can I do to, accomplish that goal without totally burning myself out? So that's when I thought, okay, what better way than to connect myself with other experts. So that's what I did. So I formed my army of many. And right now we're 8 people, but it's going to be a lot more. My goal is to have eventually 100 or more experts part of Leaders of Mastery. So I took that advice to heart and I applied it, and is helping me really grow massively and also worldwide.
And do you have any favorite online resources that you could share with us that'd be useful to our listeners?
Online resources. Are you talking about as far as courses or anything like that, or what exactly are you referring to?
Anything that you go to regularly that you think is really useful?
Well, my online scheduler, that is really what has helped me a lot, just scheduling appointments. People can just go on there, they pick a time that works for them. I don't have to worry about with the whole time zones and trying to figure out what time works best. They can just, I set up the time slots like you did, I set up my time slots. People can go on there, they can pick a time, boom, it's on my calendar. So I'm trying to automate my system in certain ways. So that way right there, the online scheduler, that's like a lifesaver.
Yeah, which one do you use?
Time Trade. Timetrade.com. Yeah, I have different calendars set up for one for my my discovery session, one for a 15-minute just let's talk real quick session, then for my podcast. So I have 4 different calendars set up with different time slots, and I just have to send the link to that particular calendar to the people, and then they can just put themselves on my calendar and boom.
Mm-hmm. And what is your best advice to other entrepreneurs?
Step out of your comfort zone, trust in yourself, and go get a coach. So that was 3. But yeah, really trust in yourself. Like I mentioned before, being in business, you're going to have your ups and downs. I still do from time to time where I have one day I'm oh my God, this is not working. But then I have, days where I'm oh my God, this is working. This is so awesome. So really trust in yourself. Don't give up, because being an entrepreneur is the best thing ever. And once you're an entrepreneur, you can't ever go back to a regular 9-to-5 job or a regular full-time job working for someone else, because as an entrepreneur, you have the freedom of doing what you love to do. And if you experience that, and then you do have to go back to get a job because maybe you didn't put in enough effort, or maybe you didn't trust in your abilities, you're going to be miserable. So really trust in yourself. Trust that you will make it. And if you're struggling, get help. Ask people. Ask expert. And you would be surprised when you go up to an expert and you ask, hey, can I ask you a question? How did you do it? Can you help me? They would be delighted to share their knowledge. I mean, if someone comes up to me and asks me, hey, you're good in this, can you help me? How can I do this? I mean, I feel honored if someone comes up to me, because then I feel like, okay, they see me as an expert. So I love it, So really, I mean, if you're struggling, really go find someone that has already done what you're trying to do. Talk to them, find out what they're doing, ask them if they can help you. So, and really, like I said, just trust in yourself and step out of your comfort zone and do things that might be a little uncomfortable, but feeling uncomfortable is room for improvement, and that is the first step on, just getting to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. Everyone, if you didn't manage to get a note of Kay's favourite resource or her favourite book, you can find the links on Kay's show notes page. Just go to theentrepreneurway.com and search for Kay, or search for Kay Sanders in the search box. Kay, is there anything else that you'd like to add about your business?
I mean, I do also offer, I help entrepreneurs also write books if they want to become a best-selling author or just a self-published author. I help them with that. I also help them put a podcast together, and also help them with online courses. So if any of the listeners are coaches that would like to, get the expert status as far as, having something published, I do help them with that. I help them create online courses so they can, get a passive income. So if any of the listeners would like to have some, input as far as, what can they create, what can they do to get expert status? Because, I mean, you need expert status. You need people to perceive you as an expert, or because I mean, people don't want to buy from someone they don't know, like, or trust, and having an expert status will definitely help you, with that, so people will perceive you as an expert, and then they eventually want to buy from you. So that's the kind of things that I also focus on. So if any of the listeners is interested in creating writing a book, starting a podcast, or creating online content for passive income, they can feel free to reach out to me.
Okay. Kay, it's been absolutely wonderful listening to you share the mindset of a success junkie as you strive to build an army of many. So thank you so much for sharing your perspective and inciting us with so many great ideas and some useful advice. So thank you very much.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to The Entrepreneur Way. Subscribe to our podcast and follow us on Twitter @Neil D. Ball.